Dun, 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 dun. Hey everybody, welcome to TPIM. That's our live today outside. Um, Brothers and sisters, the coronavirus is ravaging the country, the world, and we're saying, hey, this is an act of God. This is like a good thing, right? Before we start down that road, before we start like, this is good, this is great, we're gonna come up, blah blah blah. I ask you to seriously consider the ramifications of what's really going on. Now, many of you have been following the news, probably religiously, probably more than you ever had before. The point is, when you start seeing the tanks rolling out, when you start seeing the drones in the sky, and by the way, look at the sky here. All right. They sprayed this out about 12 hours ago. All right. They're still spraying in my area. I don't know about you guys. I've talked to many people. In fact, Mark from Anaheim sent me a video. It was 2 days ago. Tanks are rolling into LA. And it's funny because they told us that the military told us that we are no longer doing overseas movement. So in other words, whether you're in Lebanon, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in South Africa or South America, wherever you may be at in the world, you're basically just hunkering down. There's no movement. They said that they're doing this to slow the virus. I warned you all. What's going to happen when this virus hits our fleet? Don't get me wrong. You brothers and sisters in green, you're mean as fuck. You brothers and sisters in blue, you're true power. You control the skies. But we need our brothers and sisters in the sea for us to remain as powerful as we are. Now, I don't want to go too far down this road because I've had talks with others who have way more information. I just want to put this in your ear. All right. For those of you who do pray, please pray for our servicemen and women in uniform right now, and all citizens. I guess humanity as a whole. But if China or Russia or a combination of the two was to strike now, it would be very bad. Economically speaking, this $2 trillion, don't get all happy. You're not going to get none of it. You're going to get a portion of it, but that's mostly going to business. Listen, folks, I'm telling you better. Hold on. I germinate some more food, so I'm going to have food this year. But you have better. Well, look at that. You better get back to nature. We got blossoms over here on the tree down there. You got to get back out there to nature, but you got to do it the right way. You can't just piecemeal this shit. It has to be done the right way. What's up, peace and power? Most people are doing their shows inside. I have a little bit of land here, a little bit of property, and I choose to be out on Studio D, the deck. By the way, I'm covering this all in this year. This is going to probably end up being my actual studio. I'm going to put a subfloor down, frame this all in, make it an actual room, kind of like a room edition, blah, blah, blah. But, folks, all I can tell you right now is that from the information that I've gathered, the craziness is not going away no time soon. Also, at night, I challenge you, wherever you're at in the world, come out tonight and look up at the stars. Tonight, look at the stars. Guys, there's so much I really, really want to say, but I know I can't say it. I'm trying to think of what creative ways of saying. And no, I'm not trying to get caught up in no Guantanamo Bay bullshit. I'm not going to fucking be that guy that ends up fucking, batshit crazy while they fucking do what the fuck they got to do. I've told you, and I'll tell you again. The whole thing is about control. It's about social and economic control. It always has been and always will be. This virus has given them quite literally the green light. And once again, for the little melanated brothers and sisters out here who've been needing reparations forever, just think about if black folks were economically viable, how much better they would fare during this corona deal. Now, there hasn't been too much talk about melanated people dying in that. And even if you look at the numbers in Africa, you'll see they're dramatically different than, say, Europe. But that's not the point. The point is, without economic stability, without economic resilience, any type of hiccup in the natural order of things or the economy in which you live will be almost a death sentence. You do realize if you get sick and you don't have insurance, you know that it's going to cost you about $39,000 to treat a serious coronavirus infection. Almost 40 grand. Now, a lot of people out here are worrying about how they're going to make payments on their rent and this and that. Now, we know that a lot of rents has been deferred until next month. But that means it's going to be going away forever. And also, some of y'all out there know this is true. Some of your landlords out there don't fucking play. You don't come up with that cheddar, they make you get the fuck out. And you think, oh no, that motherfucker, when some thugs come up with some gats talking about get the fuck up out here, you dead motherfucker, you're gonna fucking be Roadrunner and Back to the Future. Zing! With fire behind you. You're gonna be out of there. You guys keep on thinking this is a motherfucking game, dude. It's not. Look. Yeah, I'm back to smoking again. I fell off the wagon, y'all. I totally fell off the wagon. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. It ultimately comes back to this point. How do you choose to live? Do you choose to live like a little slave? I mean, right now should be the perfect example of who's a wage slave and who's not. Essential workers, y'all the house Negroes. Non-essential workers, y'all the field Negroes. Another warning, everybody running to the damn store getting food and shit, be careful. People are sneezing on that shit on purpose. Hit you, here you go. On purpose. Some people are getting off on passing this shit around. So keep on playing. Keep on thinking, oh, this is a joke, true. If you would have followed this show from the very beginning, from the very concept when we started off, me and Dimebag, about 2 miles that away, at his backyard, and you've seen how the show's grown. You've seen the people that we've had on. You've seen the conversations we've had. All this has been culminating to the very point that we're at now. Listen. Corona is fixing to do what the Nazis couldn't do, what the Confederacy couldn't do, what the KKK embedded in law enforcement and in the judicial and in government side couldn't do. They're about ready to rescind all of your fucking natural rights. You go out the house talking about this sovereign citizen smack, they're going to knock you over the head and throw your ass in a cell somewhere. Also, for those who, follow these types of, ideals, that FEMA back in the early 2000s was busted down in Atlanta, Georgia. That's about 400 miles that away. With these train tracks, all right? It was a field near trains. But they had boxes like 14, 15 feet high, stacked on top of each other. You could put 3 bodies in one box and dispose of it, right? Listen, a couple things to look up. For one, Google Chinese built cities in the middle of the desert. Also, Google Department of Justice buys 2.3 billion rounds of ammunition. Google that, please, for your own sake, and understand what's about to befall us. Understand. If you don't have a weapon now, Now would be the time if you're live in an area where your gun stores are still open. I would recommend you buying some sort of weapon. If you can't do that, you better get on the internet and buy yourself a battle axe, a mace, a sword, a dagger, something. Because when we get the message, when we finally get the word, the official says you're going to have to be in charge of your own protection. That's when these streets out here, or these streets out here, are going to become very dangerous. Now, Trump wants to open up this country. You know, listen, you live in a culture of death, yeah. I've been telling you this for over the past 12 years. You live in a culture of death where life has no intrinsic value on aside from itself. Like life is just it. No, you gotta live, but you better be able to build something. You better be able to fuck something. You better be able to sell somebody some dope. You better be able to sell someone some stocks. You better be able to do something to validate why you breathe air. That's bullshit, y'all. And I want you to know, one day, and it's not in the far too distant future, we got a grass cutter here too. That's what you hear in the background, grass cutting. Don't worry. I live in the country, so I'm sure that when Corona finally gets here, it's gonna be rough. Because here we don't have hospital that we have. I call it the local Band-Aid station. You go in there with a broken arm, they literally put a Band-Aid on you and say, hey, it's all good. Go and do what you got to do. That's just where we live. But, in a way, perhaps this coronavirus will take the savages. Some of the people who refuse to wash their hands, refuse to keep social distance, refuse to actually self-quarantine. But alas, I never did tell you. Well, I think I did in a briefly what Paul Hellyer told me. I gave him a call a couple of days ago. Paul, what a great guy. Words of advice he gave me. This is not the last. This is just but the beginning, dude, of these viruses. They're going to be coming down the pike. Friends, at this point in time, I think I'm just going to have to refer to what Mark would always say, do your own research. You have better start getting knowledge on how to field dress animals. You better get knowledge on how to purify water. You better get knowledge on how to even find water, how to grow food. You're going to have to start become self-sufficient. And I'm not talking about in a half-ass weekend kind of way. I'm talking about in a very serious, fundamental day-to-day operations. You better know. You better learn. Girls out there, as we go into this situation, a lot of you first world women don't understand how to even operate on a month-to-month cycle without those pads and tampons. You got to figure it out. Disease is going to be rampant. And yeah, do I see getting rid of the baby boomers, getting rid of some of those old haters from way back? Well, back in my day, we had a picnic. But I'm telling you, there's young haters that are equally as vicious. Now, me, myself, I believe in laws. I believe in honor. I believe in duty. I believe in right and wrong. But I see that the way I believe is a minority. Most people believe in fuck you over and I come up. Most people believe in slit your throat and I take your shit. That's what most people believe in. I, on the other hand, I know for one fact. If we stop with the discrimination, the abuse, the tyranny and terrorist attacks against melanated people in the United States, this country would be far better off. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. The melanated men and women traditionally located in these United States of America are spiritually bound to this nation. Without us, there will be no nation. And without this nation, there will be no us. At least in our present incarnation in physical form. We're tied. If you don't want to recognize that, you don't want to accept that, that's fine. But the reality is, it's going to hurt you. The reality is, your lineage and your blood is going to suffer for the sins of the past, because no sins goes unpunished. None. And just like the book says, it rains on the just and unjust alike. Right now, guys and girls, you should realize this system that we're living in is unstoppable. You're not stopping the new liberal world order. You're just not. You can have all your little books. You can know all the incantations. You can know where all the body. You're not stopping this thing. You're not. You're powerless to do it. And that's not defeatism. That's realism. What you can do, though, is maneuver yourself in a position of opportunity. So if something arises to where you can right the wrong, you're in that position. But you cannot do that without economic viability. You cannot do that without resources that you control. You cannot do that without even a base of operation. You know, brothers and sisters are being put out right now as we speak of their homes. Get the hell out of here. Get out. That's what's going on in states like Virginia and Arkansas, especially. I don't know how many souls have died today. I'm going to pour out some liquor I'm going to pour it out in my throat. But this goes out to all the fallens, the people who are suffering right now. Hold on. That tastes so good. That really does. I rather drink whiskey than beer. I really do. I enjoy the flavor. I enjoy the taste. But maybe this is not an appropriate time to talk about drinking. I don't know. But if you guys do, if you do get a chance to get out, I suggest getting yourself some American honey. It's American. It's honey. There's antioxidants in this. No, I'm just bullshitting. There's just fucking good time in this. That's all there is. You know, and perhaps this is terribly irresponsible of me to be sitting here drinking, carrying on. You know, I've been told that before. How dare you, True Power? You know what? For all those who don't like to have a good time, fuck off. You know, I'm so sick of this shit. You know, fuck being uptight 24/7. Oh my God, the world's chicken little. Fuck all that, dude. This is a game, motherfuckers, and you better be ready to play it. You know, this is so cool. This is the least amount of traffic that I've seen in my life here. You know, there has not been. The cars are slow, but you know what? Maybe this is what we needed. Maybe this is what we needed. We needed a slowdown, because a lot of people, well, they're just not understanding the depths of the situation we're in. Listen. Oh yeah, I'm touching my face. Oh my God, I'm touching my face with my unwashed hands. I'm joking. I wash my hands religiously. But what I want to say is, for those of you who will survive what we're going to go through, remember, freedom is not free. The freedom that you enjoy today was quite literally paid by the blood of patriots. Men and women dying in proxy wars or even orchestrated events, but they did their patriotic duty, and there should be something said for that. if we want to continue this nation, hopefully not in the way it is now with all the hate and bullshit. If we want to continue this ideal of freedom, we have to live free, and all citizens must be given the same privilege and respect. If not, you might as well bow down to a dear leader. You might as well bow down to Kim Jong-il, President Xi Jinping, whoever, because you're either going to live in total control at this point, moving forward. Fuck what you know about the past. I'm talking about this point moving forward. You're either going to live in total control and surveillance. And many of you guys, when they come out with it, and probably be more likely this year, the chip. Just think, and I just want to put this in your mind right now. How would this disaster be governed if we had real-time infection rates via RFID chips in people's hands, head, neck? Oh, don't forget, Special Forces, the arm. How would this disaster be affected by that? You guys are going to get chipped. Money's about ready to go bye-bye. Bye-bye, money. Bye-bye, your dirty bills. I don't want to touch your TB-infested, corona-infested laden fucking tender. Bye-bye. The cards are going to be deleted. You know why? Well, Mr. fucking Runny Nose came up there, touched that motherfucker. Nobody sprayed that shit down. And you come up there, and you got infected. That's why you wave your hand in front of the reader and the payment's made. Now, this technology is not new. It's been around for a while. There just hasn't been a need to implement it. Guess what? There's a need now. So enjoy your day, y'all. Enjoy your life. You know, don't listen to a drunken ramblings of a man in Missouri. Google what I said Google. Discuss what I've been talking about and see if I am correct or if I'm incorrect. If I'm incorrect, fuck it. I'm incorrect. But if I'm right, figure out a path for your own personal survival. If not, then I'm quite literally chatting with dead people. This will conclude TPIM. That's our live for today. Live your life of integrity without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, brothers and sisters, please, 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 let's try to be kinder to each other. Peace and power, unity and victory, dignity and respect, liberation. I'm out.